I'm Shannon.
And I'm Holly.
And this is a Girls Gone Curious podcast, where we talk about things that make us curious. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax because your show is loading. Today's episode includes strong language. This podcast is not suitable for children. Please listen with care. It's time for some Reddit stories. Especially after the last couple cases, we need a little
break.
Yeah, a little reset.
Mm-hmm.
We apologize if we say any of the names or places wrong in these stories.
Our first set of stories is going to be, Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for not feeling remorse for my actions as a teenager towards my dad's wife that terrorized the whole household, according to my grandparents? I think I need a little background before deciding.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting start.
Yeah. My mom died when I, 27 female, was 7 after a lot of health issues following the birth of my younger sister, 20 female. My dad pawned us off on his family members for a few years after my mom's death, but refused the help of anyone from my mom's family since he knew they would offer to take us in, which they did, if they were doing the parenting, and he basically took us home for him to be the fun time dad. His family didn't mind helping for a while, but once they got tired of it, he found a woman to marry, and he let her take over instead. So far the way this is going, I'm not thinking this person's asshole.
Yeah.
During all of this, he was doing his best to limit the contact we had with mom's family, and because he let them see us, they didn't have a case for legal grandparents' visitations. But we were lucky to see them once a year, and he didn't even like me talking to them on the phone. I was 10 when he remarried. He only knew her a couple of months before they got married, and he moved her in 2 weeks before the wedding, which is when he pawned us off on her. She told me and my sister, who was 3 at the time, that she was our new mom and she was going to take care of us now. I got mad and yelled at her and said she wasn't my mom. She told me I didn't have to feel that way right now, but eventually I'd see she was our new mom and I couldn't stop it. I yelled some more and stormed off. That was the start of me hating that woman for insisting she was my new mom. She used to try and touch me all the time, and I'd get mad and yell at her, and I slapped her hands away so many times. She was always trying to get hugs from me, because she even said it was a sign we were bonding.
So, I would beg to disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a sign of bonding.
No.
If the child is
saying don't touch me
and literally slapping your hands away, like, don't touch the kid. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just force someone to love you. You have, it's one thing if she's like, I understand. Sorry, I have so many things about this. Anyways, go ahead.
Let's finish before we dive. Before we go off. The two of us got into more fights once I turned 12 and refused to acknowledge her when she was trying to talk to me and hug me. It pissed her off, and it pissed me off that she wouldn't leave me alone, and she'd always tell me not to ignore my mom. My dad stayed totally out of it. He was still playing Disney dad or fun time dad. He showed up to take us places, but for any actual parenting or support, he wasn't around. And when I tried to get his support from him, he told me, "Talk to your mom." I used to tell my sister about our mom, and my dad's wife hated it. She said it was my attempt to alienate my sister from her, and we fought about it. She always said it was disrespectful to her as our mom now. It led to more fights, and I must have wished her dead hundreds of times from the age of 15 to 17, when things got really intense and high conflict. Eventually, I just left and moved in with my maternal grandparents. I was 17 and not even a senior yet, but I was miserable, and my sister clearly loved Dad's wife and accepted her as her mom, so it felt like I had no good reason to stay. She was getting put in the middle for loving us both, and I just couldn't be around that woman anymore. I think we were getting to the point where a fight would have turned physical. I haven't seen or spoken to my dad or that woman since. Contact with my sister was extremely limited until a couple years ago. We're not very close, and our differences are huge, not just because of the 7-year gap, but due to family stuff. She totally disconnected from Mom's side, and I can't stand the woman she calls Mom, but we have a relationship. My paternal grandparents had said they were understanding of my feelings, and they claimed to support me. Until I got engaged, that is. And then they started mentioning recollections, and when I sent out save the dates a few weeks ago and didn't include my dad or his wife, they outright asked me why I hadn't reached out to apologize to her and why I didn't show any sign of remorse for my teenage actions. They say my hostility towards her terrorized the house, and that I had put her in a really bad position as mom of the house. I asked where this came from after years of supporting me, and they told me they believed supporting me as an older teen and younger adult would lead me to see that I was wrong. They told me they expected me to regret throwing away the chance at having a second mom and treating her worse than a criminal for trying to be the mom I didn't have anymore. They said my hatefulness towards the women willing to raise us was crazy high, and they assumed through the therapy that I have been attending as an adult I would see that. I told them nothing would make me take the blame like that when she insisted she was my new mom when she wasn't. I told them they were also wrong for the new mom stuff. I said you don't replace a parent when they die. They said not replace, but add one to fill the missing place. I said you don't even do that unless you're really young like my sister. I said I have a mom, and she may be dead. She may not have finished raising me, but she is the only woman who would ever get that title, and insisting on sharing that title was never going to endear me to someone. They said they didn't think it was a big enough crime to be treated like I treated her. They said the only wrong they saw was her trying to force physical contact, but they also said I was too harsh when I would slap her hands away. I told them I didn't agree, and they looked disappointed, but they also told me they could not understand me. They said a good person should be able to see how wrong I was and feel remorse for it. Am I the asshole? No, I don't think so. Jumping into comment 1. So they blame you, but don't see how that POS of a father alienated your mother's actual family and eliminated the memory for your sisters regarding her bio mom. Right. Blame the innocent because how dare you blame their family and their son for treating you like crap. Actions have consequences. You don't want a new mom. The situation is ridiculous, but OP definitely not the asshole. Comment number 2. They said a good person should be able to see how wrong I was and feel remorse for it. Thank them for showing their true colors and showing you your mistake to trust them and uninvite them too. That's what I would do.
Agreed.
Yeah. This person is not the asshole.
Agreed. So the stepmother forcing physical touch on the child, as a parent myself, anybody forces any type of touch on my child and
they're getting touched real hard.
Yeah, they're not going to like the touch they get because that is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Regardless of how the child feels at that moment, forcing yourself on that child.
Forcing the title of mom.
Right. Like, you can't just build a relationship on trust and caring and understanding the child's boundaries and respecting that child. Now, I know some people don't believe children deserve respect, but why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I have always been a big stickler, well, not stickler, but I've always believed that just because someone is older than you doesn't mean that you have to respect them.
Yeah.
I don't give two shits. I don't care who it is. You're not going to treat a child this way and then expect the child to respect you. I don't think so. Another word I touched on a lot was apologize. Why should she have to apologize to the step parent? First of all, her dad should be apologizing to the girls
for not being there. And basically marrying a woman just so he doesn't have to take care of them.
She should not have to apologize whatsoever. And then for her paternal grandparents to say that she needed to apologize and that being a good person is realizing what she did was wrong. What the hell did she do that was wrong?
Yeah. She was in a situation where a person was forcing a relationship on her. You shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm your new mom, and that's what you're going to have to call me.
Right.
And you're
absolutely not.
Yeah, you're going to have to bond with me, and you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. You go in and you say, like, I know I'm not your mom, and but I'm going to start taking care of you. You don't have to call me mom. You don't have to do anything, but I am here for when you need me.
Right.
But instead, she goes in and I just can't get over the forced physical touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. First one is pretty...
Yeah, definitely not the asshole.
No.
And I don't know when this story was posted, and I'm not... I am officially, like... I will totally be in your corner. I will take the place of your paternal grandparents, and I will cheer you on, and I will punch anybody who comes that you do not want to be there.
At the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really freaking riled me up this morning.
Yeah. Wakey, wakey.
All right. For our second Am I the Asshole? Boyfriend mad at me because he opened up relationship and got no dates. Sorry. Am I the asshole for how I responded?
Probably not.
Me and my boyfriend, both 37, have been dating for just over 3 years. Prior to this, I was single for 8 years. Overall, it's been a healthy relationship. We are both independent with our jobs, living situations, etc. I do love spending time with him. I don't really have any complaints. However, something that startled me was back about 6 months ago, him saying that he wanted to open the relationship up, meaning going on dates and sleeping with other women. I've never been in a dynamic like this, so I naturally had a lot of questions. He told me that I could also go on dates and sleep with other men. Oh, thanks for the permission. I honestly was a little skeptical at first, but after doing some research and having time to think, I agreed. He had told me that if at any point I wasn't comfortable, we could stop and close the relationship up again. One of the rules was we don't discuss with each other what we're doing or who we're going on dates with, etc. I signed up to a dating app. Within a few days, I had 500 plus likes, and it's been pretty steady since. So I started matching with people, texting and arranging dates. On average, I go on 1 or 2 dates a month. There are also some people in similar dynamics of open relationships that I am going on dates with, sleeping with regularly. I quite like the fact that everything is non-committal, so even though I was skeptical at first, I am enjoying the open relationship. As decided from before, I hadn't told my boyfriend about any of this. I was at my boyfriend's house the other day and my phone was on the kitchen counter. He saw my notifications and then proceeded to go through my phone and read messages, including going through the dating app and whatnot. To say he was angry was an understatement. Turns out he opened the relationship up to take on a date a younger colleague at his workplace who misread his idea of a date as just a work lunch. He then openly told me that he wanted to see if it would work with her so he could ultimately leave me for her. However, she didn't want him, and it seems like no one else did either. In the last 6 months, he's had a few rough dates, but no one additional to sleep with. I feel somewhat embarrassed for him. He demanded we instantly close the relationship up, and I told him that maybe we should just end things, or at least take a break. He was outraged and called me names, but he was the one who wanted this dynamic, so what's the problem? I left, and as I walked home, I contemplated fully breaking it off with him. He's been blowing my phone up, and I'm not quite sure what to say. Am I the asshole? No, and dump him.
Yeah. Get rid of him.
Yeah. I just read the what? I just read the first comment. So comment number 1 said, you should join the rest of the population and not dating him as well.
Oh, that's good.
Comment number 2. OP, this is a tale as old as time. One side wants to open up the relationship for one of 2 reasons. 1, they're already cheating. 2, they have someone they want to cheat with, and opening up the relationship will make it legal. Dump his ass. Agreed.
Yeah. If open relationship is for you, good for you. It's not for me.
Not for me either.
But I feel like it almost ends in one side always like, oh, I want to do this, let's do this, and then it doesn't work out their way. So
the way
then
they want
like,
it to, yeah.
Then they find out their partner's been with dating and been seeing other people.
And they're like, wait, I only wanted it to be open because I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't like it that you're doing it.
Well, he wanted to date a coworker and eventually get with that coworker and leave her.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Jumping into our second set of stories, this is going to be a new category. It is called Vent. I despise people who are chronically late. No, I don't care what your excuse is this time. My friend and I agreed to meet at a restaurant at 1:30 p.m. and I arrived 10 minutes early. And she told me to grab a seat inside the restaurant, so I got a table for us. It's 1:28 p.m. and she texts me that she's leaving her house, which is 45 minutes away from the restaurant. I feel angry. Why would you tell me to get a table if you haven't even left your house yet? I told her to forget our hangout because it's not the first time she's done this, and I told her I'm leaving to do my errands and we'll meet another day. She apologizes and said she forgot to check the time, but that's not a good excuse. I'm sorry, but I have no empathy for people who keep showing up late. Why would you leave the house the same time we're supposed to meet, and you know it's 45 minutes away from the restaurant we've been to multiple times, and you picked the restaurant? Okay, thank you for reading. There was an update. I know it's supposed to be despise. I can't edit my title. Because I think they spelt it
like despite?
Yeah, despite instead of despise. Comment number 1. I could understand if she was running that late, but the fact she told you to go ahead and get a table, knowing she hadn't even left the house, and expected you to sit there for 45 minutes is such a disrespect towards your time. Like, at least when my friends are running that late, they give me a heads up so I can still get things done in the meantime. And I'm not just sitting around waiting for them. Some people truly think the world revolves around them. Jesus. Comment number 2. I'm glad OP stood up for themselves and carried on with their day. Their friend is beyond rude to have them waste time grabbing a table, and they're at minimum 45 minutes out. I stopped hanging out with flaky people that believe their time is more precious than mine. Problem solved.
Yeah, I totally agree. I wouldn't, that would piss me off.
It's one thing if you're 5 or 15 minutes.
Right.
5 or 10 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
But a whole 45 minutes and you haven't even left the house.
Yeah. I know when we're going to do something, whatever it may be, I'm for sure paying attention to the time, because I want to go. I want to do it. And I just think that was maybe since they've done it before, the friend was like, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal. They'll wait till I get there. 45 minutes? That's if you have no traffic, flat tire, etc. I mean, I would be like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'd be like, sorry, I'm done.
Yeah. Venting story number 2. Oh my God. I'm gonna hurl. Oh, that wasn't the title. The title is I found hundreds of boogers under my husband's gaming chair. Oh, fuck a girl. Oh, I'm gonna gag. Okay. We're in the middle of moving and I was trying to carry my husband's gaming chair through the doorway. What the fuck was that? I don't want it. I had to tilt it sideways to fit, and that's when I saw it. Underneath the seat and all over the bottom. I'm just going to read it real fast.
It's like, you need me to do this one?
I got tears in my eyes and everything. Underneath the seat and all over the bottom were oh, I can't.
Okay. I'm going to finish this story for her. Underneath the seat and all over the bottom were hundreds of dry burgers. I'm not even exaggerating. I froze for a few seconds and then immediately started gagging. I almost threw up.
Right there with you, sister.
I had no idea he was doing that. I feel like I'm married to a 5-year-old. I'm so grossed out and honestly just disappointed. Embarrassed. I don't even know. Do I confront him? Make him clean it? Throw the whole chair out? I'm beyond disgusted and don't even know how to look at him right now. Oh, man.
Yeah, I have tears running down my eyes. Tears running down my face because that was just
disgusting.
Yeah, he needs to clean it. And then I'd probably... Yeah, that's so disgusting.
That's disgusting. Comment number 1. I'm a dude. I did this as a kid. Doing it as an adult is gross. Have him clean it. Ask him not to do it again. Don't embarrass him. You knowing about his burger secret is enough. Leave tissue on his desk.
Or how about he goes and gets his own tissue and leaves it on the desk?
Yeah.
But I agree with that statement, though.
Comment number 2. Where's my chair? You mean that biohazard? It's in the trash. Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably cut it out, but you were gagging for like a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just couldn't.
Couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's out of our system. Our next set of stories is confessions. Please, no more boogers.
There's no more burgers in the future.
Confession number 1. I've been lying about my college degree for 8 years and just got promoted to senior management. Uh-oh. I've been lying about my college degree for 8 years and just got promoted to senior management. I need to get this off my chest because the guilt is eating me alive, especially now. 8 years ago, I was a broke 22-year-old who dropped out of college in my senior year due to financial issues and family problems. I was 3 credits short of graduating with my business degree. I was applying for entry-level jobs and kept getting rejected because I didn't have that piece of paper. Out of desperation, I lied on one application. I said I had graduated just to see what would happen. I got the job. That was supposed to be temporary. I told myself I'd go back and finish those 3 credits once I got on my feet financially. But life happened. I got good at the job, got promoted, then promoted again. The lie got buried deeper and deeper with each success. Last week, I got promoted to senior manager. They're throwing me a celebration dinner. Everyone keeps congratulating me on how my education prepared me so well for leadership. My parents are so proud. My team looks up to me. I'm a complete fraud. The worst part, I'm actually good at my job. I've led successful projects, mentored junior staff, increased our department's productivity by 40%. But none of that feels real because it's all built on a lie. I've tried to go back and finish those credits multiple times, but my company keeps assigning me to bigger projects. I just don't have time. And honestly, I'm terrified that if I contact my old university, somehow it'll all come out. I know this makes me a terrible person. I stole opportunities from people who actually earned their degree. I've built my entire career on deception. I want to come clean, but I'd lose everything. My job, my reputation, my family's respect. I'd probably face legal consequences for fraud. I don't know how to live with this anymore, but I don't know how to fix it either. I'm sorry to everyone I've deceived, including myself. Comment number 1. Just finish your degree, but don't tell anyone. You are a grown adult. Knocking out one college class will be a cakewalk for you now that you have different priorities than you did when you were a kid. As someone who went back to college as a non-trade student, I can't tell you how much easier it is as an adult because you have the right mindset. Try to knock out the credit over a summer semester or online. You got this. Comment number 2. Hi, college administrator here. Your college will not disclose anything about you to an employer without your consent. False. So me personally, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You got the job. Yes, you lied about that. Anywhere in the employee handbook, guidelines, bylaws, whatever they go by, is there anything in there listed that if you lied on your application at any point in time, you can be fired? If not, then it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
They know that you can do the job.
If anything,
you're very successful.
They might help you get through schooling.
Yeah, but I also think just finish your credits and do it now, because the longer you wait, it's going to make it more difficult because colleges change how their degrees are structured. So like
Yeah.
right now you might only need three credits for that one class or whatever. But if you wait another 5 years, you might have to have 3 classes to graduate
Mm-hmm.
because of how they structure things.
Yeah.
So definitely just do it. Like the one commenter said, do it online. Get it done.
Yeah, just get it over with.
And just if they ask for you to, head up this project or whatever, then you can make your school schedule where, well, I can only stay 3 days later. I can't stay Tuesdays and Thursdays or whichever. There's ways around it to get your degree.
But honestly, just finish school.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's, I don't know.
Especially if you have been putting so much work into the company and if you have been doing what everything you're saying you're doing, I can't imagine that the company would want to lose you.
Right. Yeah, I think absolutely.
Not that big of a deal.
No.
Moving into confession number 2. I caught my dad swinging last night and I need to vent. Okay, so I'm like 99.9% sure I caught my dad and my stepmom swinging last night. I've been at theirs early evening for a catch-up after work, and I'd forgotten my phone charger there. I hadn't realized until later in the evening when I went to go charge my phone. I dropped back to my dad's and let myself in through the kitchen, the back door. I walked in, and there was 3 shirtless men there, all having a drink and laughing. I grabbed my charger, and I could hear loud female moans from the lounge. I tried to listen and heard my dad say something along the lines of, "That's it, take..."
Oh my God!
"That's it, take the stick." I quickly left and went home. However, I haven't been able to get any of it out of my mind, and I think I like the idea... What?
What?
And I think I like the idea of it all. What? I don't know why I'm posting this.
Me neither.
I think I just want to get it off my chest. I'm up for discussions through messages.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
What do you mean you think you like it?
Yeah.
Comment number 1. Sounds like you weren't the only one letting yourself in through the back door. Comment number 2. That sounds less like swinging and more like a train. All aboard.
Oh my God!
Fuck.
Holy shit.
I think this is the best convention that we have.
I have so many questions.
She said, this person says they're up for messages.
Yeah. I have lots of questions.
Well, you hear women's moans and you sit there and wait to listen for other things.
Yeah, where there's already like 3
shirtless men.
participators.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
I think what gets me the most is the comments.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great.
Oh, man. Creepypasta time.
Woohoo. And it's daylight.
Yeah, it's daylight out.
First time ever, I think, that we're recording during the day doing Creepypasta.
Our first ever Reddit story, I think we recorded during the day.
That's right, because we were at, Fairy Godmother's house. I think.
We were at Airbnb house.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right.
Because we were in the back room.
Yeah.
Sitting on the floor.
Yeah. And you were sitting on a tile.
Yeah, I didn't know it, but I was sitting on the tile, got up, and I was like, that's probably why my ass is hurting. And that recording is never to be seen again.
Yeah. It was never done.
What do you mean we did that recording? We didn't.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was always what it is now.
Right. The OGs know.
Yeah.
Okay. Creepypasta. They told me no one lived in room 407. They told me no one lived in the room above me. When I checked into the Fairview Hotel, I wasn't expecting much. Just a quiet room, a clean bed, and maybe a little peace while I sorted my life out. At first, that's exactly what I got. Room 307 was small but comfortable, warm light, clean sheets, that faint smell of lemon cleaner that never really goes away in old hotels. I liked the place. It felt steady, dependable. Until the noises started.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was around midnight when I first heard it. Footsteps above me. Not the casual pacing of someone settling in. It sounded like a kid, light feet pounding back and forth, followed by laughter so sharp it almost cut through the ceiling. At first, I smiled. Some family must have checked in upstairs. Maybe the kid was just excited about their trip. But the running didn't stop. It went on for hours. I lay there staring at the ceiling, watching the shadows shift with every thump and giggle. It didn't sound like a game anymore. It sounded like something frantic, like the child couldn't stop even if they wanted to. By morning, it stopped. I tried to ignore it. Earplugs, music, long walks, nothing helped. For 2 weeks, it went on almost every night. The same pattern, footsteps, laughter, occasional soft thuds. I started timing it, midnight to 4 a.m., almost exactly. Sleep became impossible. One afternoon, when the noise grew unusually loud, almost violent, I decided I'd had enough. I went upstairs. Room 407. The hallway was dim, the old carpet muffling my steps. When I reached the door, I knocked. The instant my knuckles touched the wood, everything went silent. No footsteps, no laughter. Just that thick, stale quiet that feels wrong, like the air's holding its breath. I stood there for a minute, waiting, but nothing happened. I finally went back down, more irritated than scared. At the front desk, I found the owner, an old man with tired eyes and a name tag that said Howard. Someone's been in 407 every night, I told him. A kid, I think. Could you maybe tell them to quiet down? He frowned. 407? Yes, directly above me. He hesitated, then leaned forward like he didn't want anyone else to hear. That's not possible. I laughed nervously. I promise, someone's there. He shook his head. That room hasn't been rentable for years. Structural damage. We sealed it off. Then who? Ma'am, he interrupted softly, no one has stayed in 407 for a very long time. He went on to explain that every attempt to repair the room had failed. Workers refused to stay more than a day or two. Some claimed to hear voices. Some say they felt watched. Eventually, the hotel just stopped trying. I didn't know what to say. I went back to my room, locked the door, and convinced myself it was all a misunderstanding. That night, the noises came back. Louder. Wilder. The laughter wasn't just a child's anymore. It sounded warped. Too high and too fast. Bouncing around like echoes in a metal can. I couldn't take it. I grabbed the crowbar I kept in my car, I don't even remember why I had it, and stormed upstairs. The hallway was darker than before. Half the bulbs had burnt out. I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
When I reached 407, I didn't knock. I jammed the crowbar into the door frame and pried until the lock snapped. The door creaked open onto pitch blackness. The air inside was cold, wet. It smelled of iron and mildew. I lifted my phone flashlight. The beam caught dust drifting like fog. The wallpaper was peeling in long strips, and a single window on the far wall was cracked open to the night. That's when I saw them. A small figure stood at the far end of the room, a child, silhouetted against the faint glow from the window. Beside the child, in the corner, sat a larger shape, a man, slumped in what looked like an old chair. I exhaled, shaking, and forced my voice steady. "Sir, could you please tell your kid to be quiet at night? I've barely slept in 2 weeks." At first, I didn't even think he'd heard me. The figure in the chair stayed still. His shoulders slumped forward like he was sleeping. The child beside him didn't move either, just stood there, small and perfectly straight, like someone had told him to stand still and behave. Then the man shifted slightly. I heard the creak of the old chair, the faint rasp of fabric against wood. "Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am," he said, his voice soft and hoarse, as if it had to scrape its way out of his throat. "He gets carried away sometimes. It's hard to make him stop once he starts." The kid still didn't move. The sound of the man's breathing filled the space between us, shallow, uneven, like every inhale was a chore. I forced a nervous laugh. "It's okay. I work early mornings. The noise keeps me up, you know." He made a noise that might have been a chuckle or a cough. "You work? That's good. It's good to keep busy. Keeps you from thinking too much." Something about the way he said it made me glance toward the door, but leaving felt rude. "Yeah," I said weakly, "I guess it does." The man leaned forward just enough that I could see a faint glimmer light reflecting off one eye, or maybe something else. His voice dropped lower. "He doesn't mean to make a fuss, my boy. He just gets so excited when there's someone new in the building. Someone different." The way he lingered on different made me swallow hard. I tried to sound casual. "Well, maybe he could be excited a little quieter?" The man nodded slowly, his neck moving with a faint, unnatural stiffness. Of course. He's a good boy, aren't you, Charlie?" For the first time, the child's head turned just a slight tilt, like a puppet being nudged by invisible strings. He didn't answer. The man sighed. He's shy around strangers, never did talk much after his mother left. Something about that sentence landed wrong. I took a small step back. "I really should get going. Didn't mean to bother you." "No bother," he said quickly, almost too quickly. "We don't get many visitors anymore, not since... Well, it doesn't matter." I hesitated. "Since what?" "Since the last time we made noise," he whispered.
No. No.
"Yeah, no." "Peace." My phone light flickered for a second. I blinked, and the shapes in the room seemed to shift the boy a little closer to the man a little more slumped, like gravity had pulled him further into the chair. I told myself it was my imagination. "I'll just let you both get some rest," I said finally. "Yes," the man murmured. "Rest. That's what we all need." There was a pause long enough for me to turn and start walking away. Then, just before I stepped out, I heard him add softly, almost kindly, "Good night, ma'am. Sleep well. We'll try to be quiet from now on." When I looked back one last time, I could have sworn the boy was smiling. When I left, I felt oddly lighter, relieved. Maybe I'd finally fixed it. The next night, the running returned, but it was louder than ever, like something hurling itself across the floorboards, hitting the walls, shrieking with laughter that wasn't laughter anymore. I broke. I called the police. They arrived 20 minutes later. 2 officers. They went upstairs while I waited by my door, hands trembling. After a while, I heard one of them shout, then silence. When they came back down, they looked pale. One of them was shaking so hard his radio kept clicking against his vest. Neither spoke at first. They just stood there in the hallway, dripping from the rain that had started outside, eyes glassy like they'd seen something their brains couldn't file anywhere. The older officer, a heavy-set man with a graying beard, finally cleared his throat. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "there's no easy way to say this." His partner kept staring at the wall behind me, his jaw flexed, like he was trying not to be sick. "That room you called about," the older one continued, "it was sealed from the inside. We had to force it open." I blinked at him. "What? That can't be right. I was just in there last night. The door was unlocked." He raised a hand quickly. "Please, just listen for a second." He rubbed his face, searching for the right words. "We found evidence of, well, something. A struggle, maybe. Hard to tell with how old everything is." "Old?" I repeated. "What do you mean, old?" "Everything in that room," he said, "looks like it had been there for decades, but it also looks like it just happened." He exhaled shakily and looked at his partner, as if asking permission to keep talking. "There's furniture overturned, glass shattered all over the floor, the wallpaper's torn like someone clawed at it. We found stains all over the walls and the floorboards. Not dust, not paint, fresh." His partner finally spoke, his voice thin and unsteady. "And the air, ma'am, it was warm, like someone had just left." I felt my stomach twist. "You're saying someone's in there now?" They exchanged a look that told me neither wanted to answer. The older one finally said, "No, no one's in there. No one that's alive." "We found a child's skeleton nailed onto the wall in a closet." "Oh my God." "The body seems to have been there for decades, but there was also a older man's body lying underneath the child's body as well. Seemed to have been there just as long." He hesitated, then added, "There's something else. On the window frame, near where the glass is cracked, 2 names carved in. Looked old, like someone used a nail or a knife. Harold and Charlie. Underneath it, a date." He swallowed. 1923. I stared at him. That's 100 years ago." He nodded. "Yeah, that's the thing." The younger officer spoke again, eyes still wide. "We checked the wood around the carvings. It's from 1923, ma'am. And there's impossible that anyone had been in there since then as well." The hallway felt smaller then, like the air had thickened. I shook my head. "No, you don't understand. I talked to them last night. They were fine." The older officer's face softened. "We know you believe that, but whoever you believed you talked to hasn't been alive for a long time." His words sat heavy in the air between us. They didn't stay long after that. The hotel manager came running up the stairs, pale as chalk, stammering about closing off the entire floor. The officers promised to file a report, though from the way they avoided looking at me, I doubted they wanted to think about it again. When they left, the older one turned back, just before stepping through the exit door. "If you hear anything again, ma'am," he said, "anything at all, don't go up there. Just leave." Then he was gone. I stood there alone in the hallway, the silence pressing in like a weight. Somewhere above me, faint and distant, I thought I heard the soft tap, tap, tap of small feet running across the ceiling. They closed the case quickly. The hotel sealed the floor off completely. I checked out the next morning, but sleep hasn't come easily since. Sometimes in quiet rooms, I still hear it, the faint sound of small feet running above me, the echo of laughter spinning through the air. And every now and then, when I'm half awake, I hear that same wary voice whisper through the dark, "I'm sorry, ma'am. It won't happen again." But it always does.
No.
And it got darker out. It's gonna rain supposedly, so that was interesting. I mean, I kind of thought it was spirit, like ghosts,
Yeah.
but I wasn't expecting
The bodies?
like the child's skeleton was nailed to the wall.
I want to know what happened.
Yeah. So was it the mother that killed her child and then her husband? And she left?
Maybe. Questions that will never be answered.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Sorry, the first time I hear noise and then I go confront the person and he's like, well, no one's been in there for however many years and they say it's sealed off. I'm fucking getting out of that place.
I'm gonna go take my
I'm gonna go get a crowbar and crack this bitch open.
Right. I'm like, guess what? That room, my room, this whole hotel is yours.
Yeah, you can have everything. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go sleep somewhere else. Oh man.
Somewhere where it's light and I can watch a Disney movie.
Yeah, have Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the background. Oh man. Oh, that was pretty good.
Agreed.
So we did say in our last episode that we would kind of talk about what we're doing for our next kind of series. It's not necessarily, I mean, it is a series, but it's not a series that can end.
Right.
So, because we couldn't think of another series that ends like the 50 states, 50 cases. Right. So, every week we will spin a wheel and we'll record it and probably post it somewhere. Whether that's TikTok or YouTube Shorts or somewhere. And there's 7 different categories. Some of them are like child murderers, women killers, cults out of the US, missing persons, unsolved cases. Basically a bunch of categories. And basically we spin it, and whatever category it lands on, that's what we do for the 2 murder mystery episodes. Yeah. We do not know exactly if we're going to be doing 1 case per episode or if it's going to be 2. It's kind of
in the air right now.
Yeah. Kind of like wait and see. Some of them might be 2 cases. Like, I know unsolved cases sometimes are shorter. So those cases might be put together. Yeah. So, yeah. And we had already spun the wheel, so we've been researching our...
Yeah, and you'll see those results soon.
Yeah, in our next episode. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers that. And we'll continue doing our Reddit stories / just chats. And we do have an interview coming out for our 50th episode.
We're almost to 50.
Yes, we're on number 42. With that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram at GirlsGoneCuriousPodcast. Until next time.